Tuesday's election gives Republicans control of the House of Representatives. But Columbia University political science professor Robert Shapiro says that could also stymie legislation in the Senate, where Democrats retain control.
Given the fact that with the kind of divided government we have, anything the Republicans try to do in the House will be thwarted by the Democrats in the Senate, or in the end by Obama's veto pen. On the other hand, anything that the Democrats want to do, Obama and the Democrats in the Senate want to do, can be readily thwarted by a majority in the House.
Traders at the New York Stock Exchange say the market began rising in September in anticipation of a Republican victory and could lose some of the gains over the short term, followed by a rally before the end of this year. Kurt Guan, director of trading for FBN Securities, says gridlock will actually help the market in the long run.
How it's good for business is that the government can't really do much to change the business environment. They can't really raise taxes. They can't really put new regulations because the Republicans control the House. So that's very good for business.
Joseph Greco, managing director of trade for Meridian Equity Partners, says the election gave markets a signal that the government has moved back in its direction.
The general consensus is we're not a one-way government at this point, which, as we know, typically after a presidential election, the midterms are usually a little bit more of a shake up the box and make sure that the president doesn't have too much power.
Greco says the election shows that some Americans do not want the same answers to political problems recycled from previous administrations, Republican or Democratic. He says what the government can and should do is to help improve the nation's infrastructure.
That's going to need to be at the forefront of policymaking and spending for the United States. It creates jobs, it creates technological innovation, and it offers people who are entrepreneurial to go out there and start, these businesses that then grow and become, new markets.
Greco says cooperation across party lines in Washington can help the United States use its capacity for innovation, its smart people and capital to help avoid market volatility, create jobs, and improve America's international position. That, he says, would be progress. The opposite, he jokes, would be a gridlocked Congress. Peter Fedynsky, VOA News, New York.